I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. A former Palm Coast doctor is arrested on charges of groping patients during office visits. Sheriff's deputies handcuffed 59-year-old Dr. Florence Fruhan on charges of battery on a person 65 years of age or older. Deputies say the incidents, while sexual in nature, didn't fit requirements for a sex crime, but due to the victims' ages, the crimes are considered a felony. Deputies say the arrest is the result of a months-long investigation that included reports from multiple patients. Fruhan is being held in lieu of $10,000 bail.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport. Save time, money, and stress. The Daytona Beach International Airport. Sunwing Airlines nonstop to Toronto. And starting in May, nonstop flights to New York City via American Airlines.
For the second time in a week, deputies with the Flagler County Sheriff's Office have arrested a suspect hiding inside furniture. John Arking has more.
In this latest case, 28-year-old Nicole Headley of Palm Coast was taken into custody Tuesday night after deputies responded to her home on Front Street. They were seeking her in relation to an incident the night before in which she was alleged to have fled a traffic stop. When deputies arrived, a male who also resides at the home allowed them inside to search for Headley. During the search, deputies opened an armoire in a bedroom and located Headley, who leapt out and tried to flee but was taken into custody. The incident follows a similar one over the weekend when a Bunnell man wanted by police tried to hide in furniture in his home. Sheriff Rick Staley.
You can play hide and seek with us, and our deputies love playing that game because we're going to get you every time. So hide from us. You're still going to go to the Green Roof Inn.
Headley was transported to the Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility and charged with driving with a suspended license, fleeing and eluding police, and resisting arrest without violence. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
Bunnell, a part of Flagler County that is most in need of a food pantry, is losing theirs. Tony Magoo reports.
Volunteers have been feeding the hungry at the Resource Center for nearly 30 years, but the building, which was the old jail, has been condemned and will be demolished. The county owns the 80-year-old building, which was built by the WPA in 1938. Food distribution there would have to stop on February 14th. County officials intend to repurpose the property. The bad news was delivered just before Christmas by County Human Services Director Joe Mayer and Program Manager Janet Nichols. They met with Betty Roundtree, president of the local chapter of Church Women United, the organization that runs the food bank, which is one of Flagler County's largest. Moving won't be an easy option. There are obstacles. Right now, the pantry uses the building rent-free, and the county picks up the cost of utilities and insurance. The new location would almost certainly not have that sweet a deal. It's open 10 a.m. to noon, Tuesday through Saturday, and any Flagler resident who registers is eligible to visit the pantry twice each month. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
Job wanted interim county administrator. Flagler County is now accepting applications to find a replacement for Craig Coffey. Applicants should have local government experience at the executive or managerial level with either a county or a city. Relevant executive level management experience will also be welcomed. Interested applicants must submit their resumes by January 28th to Commission Chairman Donald O'Brien by email at dobrien@flaglercounty.org. Deputy County Administrator Sally Sherman will serve in the acting role until her resignation takes effect on January 31st.
AAUW Flagler is trying to find out who the first woman to vote in the 1920 election was.
Was it Alice Scott Abbott? Here's Kim Medley with AAUW.
Alice Scott Abbott was part of the women's suffrage movement. She was a member of the Women's Christian Temperance Union. She gave one of the first speeches about women's right to vote in 1893 in St. Augustine.
Medley said Abbott was not the first woman to register and vote in the 1920 election.
Sadly, she passed away just 12 days before this historic election.
Medley said that Abbott wrote a letter to the Flagler Tribune imploring women to go vote. Medley said this is what AAUW is looking for, so if you can help, contact them. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.